What's up, people? This D with the Headline Podcast, where I read you the story behind the headlines. Today, Deebo Samuel Sr. trade request and what's next for the 49ers. Let's go. Nick Wagner wrote this article for ESPN.com. As San Francisco 49ers receiver Deebo Samuel made the radio rounds in New Orleans last week, he said none that raised many eyebrows is what he was wearing. Samuels bounced from interview to interview wearing a number 11 Kelly Green Philadelphia Eagles jersey in honor of his close friend A.J. Brown. For 49ers fans, it was jarring to see Samuel, who has never shied away from his dislike of the Eagles in any other team's jersey. But as it turns out, it might be a sight the 49ers and their fans are going to have to get used to seeing. In his end-of-season meeting with Coach Kyle Shanahan, Samuel requested that the team trade him elsewhere. In this a request that the Niners are willing to accommodate, as they granted Samuel and his agent, Tony Dandy, permission to find a trade partner, Samuel told ESPN Adam Schefter on Sunday. It was a hard conversation to have with Kyle because of the relationship that we have, Samuel said. But I had to do what's best. I'm more than thankful for the Niners giving me an opportunity of a lifetime, but now I think it's best that we find another team. While Samuel's trade request isn't a total surprise, it does leave the team plenty of questions worth answering as the 49ers look beyond Deebo. Why did Samuel request a trade now? Samuel's request is a way of getting ahead of a divorce that felt inevitable since last offseason, when the 49ers drafted receiver Ricky Purcell, number 31 overall, and signed wideouts Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk to contract extensions. The 49ers were likely always going to have to choose between Ayuk and Samuel at some point, and now Samuel is trying to make that decision for them. Samuel has dropped off since his dominant 2021 season carries, $15.87 million cap charge, and is part of a crowded offense, which makes parting with the 49ers more logical than it has at any point previously. In 2022, Samuel requested a trade during a contract dispute, but ultimately signed a 3-year, $71.5 million contract extension to stick around. At the time, the 49ers viewed Samuel as the versatile player who could unlock the entire offense. In 2021, he had 1,700 scrimmage yards and 14 touchdowns and helped carry the Niners to a Super Bowl appearance. Since Samuel has struggled to replicate that performance, averaging 56 receptions for 731 yards and 4 touchdowns with 40 carries, 197 yards and 3 touchdowns over the past 3 seasons. Oh, they trying to put dirt on him, yo. I don't really like that right there. And I'm not going to act like I watch all 49ers games, but it's a lot of people that play. They got a lot of good players, man. But it was a bad season for the team, I believe. And 2024 was one of the worst NFL seasons. He finished with 106 yards, 4 touchdowns, both of which were career lows. He dealt with a calf, wrist, and oblique rib injuries, as well as illness that cost him 2 games and limited him in others. Wow. Most alarming, Samuel's success as a running back has declined. He averaged 3.2 yards per carry, the lowest of his career, a far cry from the 6.2 he averaged in 2021. This article kind of make him not like, it's like, bro, you got to take into account the full 49ers team when you write these articles. But I know it makes his story better. It sounds like he's siding with the 49ers, but I'm going to keep reading. Just look how he's framing it. Consider those diminishing returns with Ayuk, Purcell, Jennings, running back, Christian McCaffrey, and tight end George Kittle still in the fold. Opportunities for Samuel figure to be harder to come by in 2025. That seemed to be already a problem in the past season when Samuel tweeted that he was not struggling at all, just not getting the ball in December. That's exactly my point I was getting to. I'm glad he put that up there. It's like, yo, you got all these people on defense, like on offense. How am I get the ball? You talking about my stats? What's more, while General Manager John Lynch said in January that the team does not intend to release Samuel, a request for him to take a pay cut could also have been in the offering given his high cap charge. Wow. Yo, man. Yo, you can't get mad at people for asking, though. You cannot get mad at people for asking. You got to say no, though. I just could never see how players give back money to the team. Unless, like, you one of these 53, like, you one of them deep people, you like number 40, and then you got to restructure just to stay on the team or you easily cut. I understand that. But a star, nah, cut me. Somebody gonna want me. While it became a difficult pill for the 49ers to swallow because of their affinity for Samuel, it wasn't going to cost them against the salary cap. This seemed like the right time for both sides to go their separate ways. They got affinity. What are the financial ramifications of trading Samuel? This is the tricky part for the 49ers since they restructured Samuel's contract in September. If they trade Samuel before June 1st, they would absorb $31 million dead money hit on the salary cap. Samuel's also due $15.4 million option bonus March 22nd, which means the 49ers almost certainly need a resolution before then. Despite Lynch's statement, a release remains possible. If that were to happen, the Niners could use one of the two post-June 2nd designations along with plans to release defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to split Samuel's cap hit over the next seasons. I don't understand what that means. Somebody deeper in the thing had to tell me. If you know, please leave it in the comments for me because I'm trying to understand that one. They might got options. I guess they could take the hit over years. I'm not understanding. The article should make that more clearer. You know what I'm saying? That's why I read the articles so we can understand. If I don't understand why I'm reading it, I don't get it. But I'm going to keep moving. Releasing Samuel after the new league year begins on March 12th, but before the option bonus is due 10 days later with the post-1 June designation would decrease the dead money hit to $10.75 million in 2025 and around 20 in 2026. Those hits would be the same if the Niners held Samuel past June 1st, though they can't trade Samuel before then and designate it as such. Oh my God, yo, this football money is crazy to me, man. Cause I'm like, I see how people that want to get stuff done could get it done. Cause you got so many options of moving money around and stuff. That's why me as a Giants fan cannot understand how the Giants always over the cap and the team suck. Like, who are you paying, bro? Who are you paying for what? Let me digress. What the 49ers realistically expect from Samuel. Last offseason, when they were working through contract negotiations with Nauk, the Niners fielded offers around 2024 NFL draft on both their receivers. While San Francisco had no intention of giving either Samuel or Ayuk away, it was willing to listen if a team made the right offer. As it turned out, the type of offers the 49ers received for Ayuk, believed to be late in the first round or early in the second, were the kind of offers they would have considered for Samuel. Absent that kind of return for Samuel or something in top part of the first round draft for Ayuk, Niners held on to both players on the team. On both players for one more run. Absent that kind of return for Samuels or something in the top part of the first round for Ayuk, the Niners held on to both players for one more run. Finding the comp for Samuels is difficult in large part because Samuels isn't a traditional receiver. The Buffalo Bills traded Stephon Diggs to Houston Texans last April. The Bills received a 2025 second-round pick, but attached a 2024 sixth-round selection and a 2025 fifth-round choice if Diggs makes it happen. At the time, Diggs was coming off 107 catches, 1,183-yard, 8-touchdown season. Because Samuels is coming off a down year and is entering the final year of his contract, with other top receivers set to be available in free agency, a day 3 draft pick and perhaps a late round pick would probably satisfy the 49ers. If there isn't much of a trade market, the Niners have to settle unless they package picks with Samuel. What the 49ers plan at receiver if Samuel retraded. Okay. 49ers receiver aspirations hinge on Ayuk health as he recovered from a torn ACL and MCL in his right knee. Ayuk suffered that injury in October, so it's conceivable he could already be he could be ready for the start of the season, though it's uncertain. If that happens, Ayuk, Jennings, and Purcell would be the primary trio of in-house options with Jacob Cowan, Trent Taylor, Tariq Owens, amongst other wideouts remain on the roster. Suffice to say, adding to this group will be a necessity in the offseason, whether through free agency, the draft, or both. Considering the other big ticket business that needs to be doing, namely contract extensions for Kittle and Brock Purdy, spending big dollars on other receivers seems unlikely. But a mid-level veteran free agent along the lines of Robert Woods or Darius Slayton, please, John, sign Slayton back, because one thing about Slayton, he's a locker room guy, and we need locker room guys. Oh, what teams could be in the mix for Samuels? The Commanders, a viable option. Okay, Steelers and Houston. So we got the Commanders, Steelers, and Houston could be viable options for a trade. It's D. Check this other video right here and subscribe to the pod. Peace.